Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Dr. Baher Fuad, and the subject today is when Muslim immigrants come to America, they face certain choices. Do they stay loyal to their faith, customs, and traditions? Or do they embrace some of the good things in American culture? The reaction of some Muslims differs from others. Some Muslims feel threatened with the material aspects in American culture and idolizing money and power and success. And they feel that if they embrace these ideals in American society, they will be drawn and forget their faith and their traditions, and therefore they close themselves and they move in a narrow circle, and they associate mainly with people of similar mindset. And although they are living here in America, they might as well be living back home. Their children face a dilemma, and sometimes they develop a dual personality. At home, they go along with what their parents say and do what they are told to do, but at school, they are more open and interact with their American colleagues. Now, on the other hand, some Muslim immigrants, when they come, they want to embrace everything in American culture, and they detach themselves from their Islamic roots. They are dazzled by material success, and they want to follow, quote, the American dream, to have money, to have power, to have success. And they feel that their Islamic teaching is not applicable to this, quote, open society, unquote. I believe that both are extreme views and are not correct. To close ourselves and to only interact with people of similar mindset is wrong, because we can learn a lot, and there is a lot of good in American culture that will make us better human beings. At the same time, to detach ourselves from our Islamic heritage and faith and belief is completely wrong. Now, what can we learn from American culture? The concept of diversity, inclusion, working together is something that is very good. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His wisdom created us different, not to be separated from one another or to look down at each other or to fight one another, rather to learn from our differences. في سورة الروم chapter 30 in the Quran, ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين. And among the signs of Allah is the creation of the heavens and earth, and the differences in your tongues, meaning your languages, and in your skin color. Indeed, in this are signs for those who know. وَلَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّكَ لَجَعَلَ النَّاسَ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً وَلَا يَزَالُونَ مُخْتَلِفِينَ. If it was the will of your Lord, He would have created all mankind the same, but they will continue to be different. And also في سورة الحجرات, يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. O mankind, we created you from a single pair of male and female and made you into tribes and nations in order that you may know one another, work together. Indeed, the one who is honored in the sight of Allah is the person who is most righteous. It's not the person who has more money, or the person who has more power, or the person who has more knowledge, unless he uses that knowledge for good, but it is the person who has a sound heart, who behaves in a righteous way, both in character and in behavior. So our differences are meant so that we can know one another, learn from our differences and work together. وتعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان. Know one another and work together in virtue and righteousness, but not in sin or transgression. الآية في سورة المائدة chapter 5 in the Quran. So we can learn a lot from diversity and inclusion. And we should avoid prejudice, bigotry, looking down at other people. We can learn from one another, and every human being has human dignity that we need to respect and honor. Second point is that there is nothing wrong in living as Muslims in America. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the whole earth subject to mankind. We can live, we can work any place on earth. يا عبادي الذين آمنوا إن أرضي واسعة فإياي فاعبدون. الآية في سورة العنكبوت. O my servants, my earth is indeed spacious. Therefore worship me. Worship me anywhere on earth. As long as we have the ability to serve and to worship Allah with no oppression, then we can stay, work, serve Allah any place on earth. Some people misunderstand the saying of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, إني بريء من كل مسلم يقيم بين أظهر المشركين. I am free of any Muslim who resides among idolaters, those who worship other gods besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This hadith, this saying of the Prophet, narrated in Abu Dawood and Tirmidhi, has a historical context. When the Prophet ﷺ immigrated from Mecca to Medina, he ordered Muslims to leave Mecca and to immigrate to Medina to be with their brothers and sisters and to establish and to work together to form the Muslim state in Medina. And therefore it was incumbent on any Muslim in Mecca to leave Mecca and to immigrate to Medina. Some people chose to stay in Mecca, afraid that if they leave they would lose their possessions and their homes. And they felt that they will be safe in Mecca. However, the mushrikeen, the idolaters in Mecca, killed them. So the Prophet ﷺ was responding to the fact that they died, and he said that I am free of guilt because they were the ones who chose to stay in Mecca and not immigrate. That does not mean that the Prophet ﷺ denies or has any ill feelings towards others who immigrate and live among non-Muslims, because the whole earth belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, as Muslims immigrating, we come for different reasons. Some come for further education, some come for a better life for ourselves and our families, and as long as we are faithful to our Islam, our religion, and we establish rituals of worship prayer, fasting, charity, and we behave as Muslims aware of our responsibility to serve Allah and to live our life as He commanded us to do, and aware of our accountability, that we are going to be questioned and asked to account for everything we have said and everything we have done in our life, as long as we behave in a righteous way. Islam is not the way we dress. Islam is our character and our behavior. Are we kind and caring? Are we honest and sincere? Are we kind? Are we forgiving? Are we merciful? Are we reaching out to help those who need our help? This is true Islam. It is not the way we dress or have a beard. It is what shows in our character and behavior. And also, as a Muslim minority living in America, it is obligatory to form Islamic centers, mosques, where we can gather no other Muslims, pray with them, have relationship with them, work together, and form a Muslim presence in the community that we live in. And it is to teach our children, make sure that they learn about the Quran, about the Hadith, about Islamic heritage, history, and culture, and that they grow up to be Muslims aware of their responsibility and accountability to Allah. And at the same time, it is our responsibility as Muslims to invite others, not just in words, but in the way that we behave and by our character. Islam spread in India and Indochina not through war, but through the efforts of sincere Muslim merchants who worked with the people, stayed with them, and they were impressed, and they accepted Islam because of that. And it is obligatory on us to invite others to Islam with wisdom and good example. ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. Invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and good example. And قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني. O Prophet, say, I invite to the way of my Lord with clear conviction, I and those who follow me. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. I just want to summarize what I said, that as Muslim immigrants to America, we have certain responsibilities to practice our Islam free of oppression, to raise our children as Muslims aware of the responsibility and accountability to Allah, to establish mosques, Islamic centers, and to interact and to work with non-Muslims and to invite others to Islam.